We recently got more information on Borderlands 4. Now, let me be clear about this. We are simply sitting on a theory train and we are riding this son of a all the way to the end of the line. Basically, there is an interview by GameStar Talk, it is German YouTube group, and they did a podcast where they did a direct interview before the launch of Borderlands 4's recent trailer, and they were able to get a little bit more insight on the title and what is expected to come. Now, again, all this is theory and speculation because we can't really nail down the idea that all of this is true and actually going to come to the title. And as you guys know, with development and games development, things change throughout the development process, but we do know Borderlands 4 has been in development prior to Tiny Tina's. During the development of Tiny Tina's, a group of the team there did get put onto Borderlands 4, and it's been in development for quite some time. Now, the simplest and most fundamental thing that I do want to talk about is as we know, there's this idea of Borderlands being this new open world concept where everything is seamless. There's not a lot of loading screens. Now, guys, like I've told you, I do think the loading screens are going to be somewhat of Starfield, somewhat of Spider-Man, games like that, where there is a little cinematic cutscene as you're going through areas, but we don't really know how seamless it actually is going to be. Throughout the entire franchise, we are so used to going to many different planets and different regions on that planet. What I really think is going to be the case for Borderlands 4, and we kind of have somewhat of an idea based off of these interviews, based off of all these different articles that people have done interviews with the Borderlands development team, is the idea that there's either going to be less planets or one planet overall that's going to be absolutely massive with many different regions that you can go to. We do know that there's going to be some trailers coming out for each Vault Hunter like we've seen in the past for all the other Borderlands title. Each Vault Hunter had their own dedicated trailer, as well as the regions and planets we're going to go to. We will be seeing trailers for all regions as well. But I really do think Borderlands 4 this time around is going to go with a different approach and completely just make it to where it's one gigantic seamless planet, because the whole idea is for Borderlands 4, as you guys know, Elpis's moon got teleported to a different area of the galaxy. Maybe it's a different time plane, maybe it's in the same time plane, we do not know. There are theories about that with the Timekeeper, but we do know that this is a planet we've never been to, and I do think we're going to be sticking to that planet, and this planet is going to be absolutely massive, and each region is going to be a completely different biome, completely different area with different groups of enemies like we've seen with Borderlands 3. We go to Eden 6, Necrotafeo, Pandora, all of that, but I think we're going to stick to one planet with many different regions. We also have some insight that double jumping and air dashing are going to come to the title. Now, I do think that these statements are real. Reason being is we do know from interviews, and we do see on Twitter and all social media where the developers have posted the ideas that this is going to be the biggest change of form factor for the franchise. As we know, ground slamming came to Borderlands 2, sliding came to Borderlands 3, being able to open lootable objects by bashing them, sliding into them, ammo gets sucked into our characters. There's a lot of quality of life that has been introduced each installment as the years have gone by. So I really think that they are going to be changing up the pace in the formula even more, and I do think double jumping, air dashing, and all of that is actually going to come to the title. I really do think that this is a correct theory and this is going to happen, because the biggest thing is we do know a lot of movement and all of that is going to change across the board. The way movement is, we have the grappling hook, and guys, I don't know if you remember, the grappling hook is nothing new. Just like the Timekeeper, he is not a new antagonist. We do hear about the grappling hook in Borderlands 3. When the cargo doors open up in Sanctuary, Ellie actually says, oh my god, there goes the grappling hook, there goes the jetpack. So we do have some insight that that was in the franchise before, it just wasn't a usable object. Same with the Timekeeper, there are Uridium writings all about him and talking about his story and the Great War. So that's another theory, the idea that maybe we're finally encountering the Great War. I don't really know if that's the case. I think this is going to be a completely separate story that's going to tie into the main Borderlands story overall, but we will have to find out. But it's super interesting to think double jumping, air dashing, now with the grappling hook system, mobility and movement overall is going to be completely changed. Again, I do think we're going to be on one huge planet with many different regions we can go to. I don't know, but again, guys, we are on the theory train and we are riding this to the end because that's all we have to go off of, and we are going to get plenty and plenty more trailers, insights, looks, first look at characters, regions, bosses, whatever it may be in the coming months. We do not have too long to wait. It is almost 2025 and we are going to be getting way more information on Borderlands 4, and I'm just excited about it. If you guys are into all things Borderlands 4, if you want to be caught up on all recent news, gameplay, whatever it may be sure to subscribe to the channel. You guys have been killing it recently. Thank you for all the love and support you guys have been giving the channel recently. I can't thank you guys enough, and as always, stay happy, stay hyped, and good luck looting.